So we died 116 times to get this cape. But in the last episode, we finally did it. But I have a bit of a confession to make. The Dazenda's quiver is almost useless for us right now. In fact, it might actually be beaten out by the ranged cape for the foreseeable future. Now that's because we don't actually get a max hit from the quiver, and because we're using a blowpipe and a bow of Ferdinand primarily, both which don't have any ammunition that goes in the ammunition slot, we don't get the passive effect from the quiver either, so honestly it's not worth using yet. But we beat the Coliseum finally, that's the important part. And we even got these sunfire bottoms on our victory run. So we actually have a new chunk to unlock, but where are we going? Why hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Trader Steve's journey across Gielinor to collect as many rare items as he can get his grubby little mitts on. Trader Steve is starting his journey in the Grand Exchange chunk, but for every new rare item he can add to his collection that's worth more than 1 mil, he can unlock a new adjacent chunk, with Trader Steve's ultimate goal, obtaining a quest cape. So something I've really wanted to unlock for the last couple of months is actually the Lunar spellbook. The Lunar spellbook actually has so many useful spells for PVM, like Vengeance, Pot Share, and there's a bunch of useful teleports as well. So we need to unlock the Lunar Island, which means we need to unlock the last chunk of Relica to start things off. So what we'll get here, we'll get the start location for Lunar Diplomacy, and I think Fremenic Isles as well, so it's mostly just quest locations here, but it's a start. Oh my, you're joking me. Why? I gotta stop camping this low HP. I mean, I wouldn't know if I lost it, but we're going for the back-to-back run, and we got another piece of sunfire, the most expensive one on wave 5. That's so lucky. Okay, well, we are 1000% claiming this because we can actually go sell it now. That's our second one. Okay, well, no back-to-back, not even that close, honestly. Okay, so we have 13 mil cash on top of another 10 mil from the sunfire, chop, whatever, who cares? It's money, I don't know how to say it. So that brings us up to 23 mil, which I think will be enough for 3 more items, maybe? We'll be a bit close. Okay, so we've landed on a few items here. We're gonna grab ourselves the target teleport scroll for 7 mil. Not useful at all, but whatever, we'll take it. We're also gonna go ahead and buy the ancient effigy for 8 mil. Another completely useless item, but it is the cheapest one we have access to right now. And finally, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the Trailblazer Tier 3 Relic Hunter Kit for 8.5 mil. Man, chunks are going to be 10 mil at the minimum very soon. Okay, I thought this was going to be enough to finish this quest, but it's not. I forgot, we have to go to Pirate's Cove for some reason, but it's fine. We'll get at least some of the quest done. So the first chunk to unlock is Pirate's Cove. There's no way around it. We have to go here, unfortunately. Some moss giants, I think. There's nothing here at all. Okay, so from here we're going to take the boat to Lunar Island proper. So we'll unlock the southeastern chunk, which means we've now somewhat unlocked the Astral Altar. So if we want to craft some Astral Runes, we could do that. I don't see that in the cards for me, but stranger things have happened. So we made it to Lunar Island. I have double checked to finish this quest. We're going to need all of the chunks here. So in the end, it doesn't matter too much the order, but we'll go ahead and unlock the logical path here, the northeastern chunk and the northwestern chunk. Now, one of the benefits of this quest line is Dream Mentor, which is the next quest, is 100% completable as soon as we unlock all of Lunar Island. So we'll be able to get the upgraded spellbook right away. But for now, we are a couple chunks short. So it's not like a switch was flipped and magically I don't ever die at the Coliseum. I'm still dying. That's my third attempt at Sol. So although the Colosseum is now theoretically our best moneymaker by a significant amount, it's also inconsistent because I'm just not good enough at it yet to do it consistently without dying. I hope we'll get there someday, but it's gonna be tough. Oh, that was so good. Okay, well, somehow out of nowhere I pull out a run where I only use 1.5 brews, and I think that was a PB as well. Okay, so what do we get? We got 3 mil, just straight up alkables and runes, but the important part here is we're getting duplicate quivers. Now, although we're not using the quiver right now, what we can do is exchange this in for 4,000 sunfire splinters, which is worth between like 2 and 3 mil, I think. So it's guaranteed every run we're gonna get like a minimum of like 3 to 4 mil, unless you get absolutely terrible luck, but yeah, that just bumped up our loot tab by like 2.5 mil. Okay, so we're actually running a bit low on crystal shards, and something I haven't done in a while is pickpocketing elves, and right now, elves are such good money, alongside vires as well. There it is, that's, okay, we'll take it. 8 mil from a single drop. Actually so good, plus we're stacking up crystal shards along the way. Pretty sure it's well over 4 mil an hour right now, for something that's dead simple. They're literally going for like 4 mil each, that's so good. So after selling off our sunfire splinters and the teleport seeds, we're up to about 12 mil, and we're gonna actually take that money and level our construction. It's really annoying right now to swap spell books between ancients and back, and soon we'll have lunars as well. So I think we're actually gonna try to get an occult altar in our POH. And I'm treating myself here. We're buying mahogany planks, don't tell anyone. 6 mil though is not too bad. We only need I think 1 or 2 more levels. 77 construction, there we go. That should be all we'll need for now. Okay, first we have to talk to Elbis and grab the ancient signet. We're also gonna need a pharaoh's scepter, so that's like another 3 mil just down the drain, but it's worth it, trust me. We'll drink our cup of tea, build ourselves the achievement gallery, and we'll finally be able to get our ancient altar, which means we can now easily switch back to the standard spellbook and back to ancients. It's just gonna be so good. Alongside that, we'll also be able to upgrade a few other things. We'll be able to get our basic jewelry box, which will be somewhat helpful. And I think we can also upgrade our pool space as well, so we actually get our prayer back. That's also nice. Okay, I think we figured it out, guys. Watch this. Okay, another pretty smooth run, only 3 brews used. I mean, we either succeed with a good amount of supplies left or we die randomly with brews left. Like, it's not like I always get the chance to use up all my brews, but anyway, 2.4 mil basic loot's pretty average, plus another 3 mil from the quiver, so 5 mil from this, not bad. Solar flare, man, still cannot do it. It's just, I don't even think the solar flare does that much damage, but it just screws me over somehow. Okay, why do I keep getting loot so early on? There's another sunfire top. On wave 5, yeah, we'll reset right now, 6.5 mil, that's totally worth it. 8 minutes, yep, pretty good. The nice thing is we can sell pretty much everything unless we get the Tanal sticks, which I would still be happy about. Nice, okay, that was close. That's our third completion for 3.5 mil basic loot, so a little bit better. Overall, probably about 6 mil. In 40 minutes, that was a slower run though. I don't know why that took so long, honestly. Okay, so let's sell off some of this loot. We're gonna sell off the Fanatic Cuirass, a bunch of Sunfire Splinters for about 600 GP each, and some other various loot. Bring us up to about 15 mil cash. Man, the Coliseum is just a pretty good moneymaker. Oh, wow, this is deja vu. Well, we're back here doing more elves, and we got another teleport seed drop. That's just another 8 mil. The money's just too good to not use this as my crystal shard generating method. We're up to about 125 crystal shards, so a nice buffer for our armor. Okay, so we'll sell these off for about 8 mil once again, super good. And that's gonna bring our cash stack over 20 mil. And I've been thinking about what I wanna actually spend that on. Now I could once again go for some of the cheaper items, but honestly, because we're doing so much Coliseum, I wanna get an item that will be useful in there. And at this point, honestly, Bandos would be a pretty big upgrade, mostly just defensively. Now, though the Bandos chestplate and tassets have the same strength bonus as Blood Moon, so my DPS will be the same, they're way tankier, and they have a prayer bonus, and that's actually pretty important in the Coliseum. Right now, we just get shredded by the Rangers, so getting Bandos tassets and Bandos chestplate would actually be a pretty big upgrade. And nowadays, the tassets are actually much cheaper than the chestplate, so we'll go for that first because they both have the equivalent prayer bonus. And tassets are just going to be useful in a ton of other places, so we'll go ahead and grab those for 21 mil, and that's going to mean we'll be able to unlock, once again, another chunk. So with this, we'll be able to unlock the northwestern Lunar Island chunk, which has the majority of the town in it. We'll get the bank, the teleport location, and more importantly, we'll be able to continue on with lunar diplomacy. But to finish it, we're going to need the final chunk. Okay, first run with Bandos tassets went pretty smoothly. I mean, I don't think it's really entirely to do with that, but we finished it with 3 full brews left, and this is 4 mil basic loot, so nearly 7 mil, all things considered. So good, and that was our PB as well. Oh my god, it's so smooth. Literally used 1 brew dose, and look how much super restore we have as well. We actually had giga supplies for another about 5 mil. You're actually joking me. Why do I keep getting these from wave 4? That's the rarest time to get them, but no complaints. That is another piece of sunfire, the sunfire bottoms, for another 11 mil. Well, that was the quickest rebuild of my life. 11 mil plus another 5 mil or something worth of basic loot. Yeah, we're back up to 20 mil again. So although I kind of wanted to just save up for the Bandos chestplate, we're going to instead buy 2 more items. The Uncharged Trident Extended is a really expensive item for something I'm probably never going to use. And that will mean we will have fully unlocked the Lunar Island. Okay, both chunks unlocked. Let's finish the quest. There we go. Lunar Diplomacy is done with. 2 quest points, bringing us up to 197. We're so close to 200. But more importantly, we have the Lunar Spellbook now, which is actually going to be super helpful. And honestly, the teleport to change our spellbook here isn't too bad. But there we go, Lunars! Well, while we're here, we'll also finish up Dream Mentor. And I forgot how dumb this quest was. You literally spend most of the quest just feeding this guy food. Okay, well that was pretty much a freebie. We had all the chunks already done for that. There's Dream Mentor, which allows us to use plank make. I don't know, it's actually not that many useful things, but it's an easy quest. What's this lamp do? 15k magic experience, we'll take it. It's another item on wave 4. Why is this happening? We'll take it, I don't know, why not, I guess. Buff our collection log up. Am I even surprised at this point? Literally, the earliest wave I can get it is the only time I ever get an item. Echo Crystal on wave 4. Okay, we're happy. That's another 7.5 mil. These things are actually getting more expensive as well. Oh my god, dude. It never gets not frustrating. Literally 1 hit from dying. I went for the double spec and I just assumed it would be dead and it was not. So we have to be ready to switch back to our frickin' melee weapon. Okay, well, we'll sell our 2 items off, the Echo Crystal and the Sunfire Helm. We don't need those, and bring us back up to 19 mil. Now the final goal for this series is a Questscape. We've made it to the late game, we've unlocked some of the best moneymakers, but it's time to really focus in on finishing the quest and how that's going to be done. Now, to really get a clear picture of how much further we have to go, I really need to finish all the outstanding quests I can do already. And I think there's a good number of them. It is really hard to know all the locations quests bring you, but we're going to do our best to clear off all the existing quests, and then we can figure out what chunks are bottlenecking us from finishing multiple quests, and then from there, the end game will be a bit clearer. So let's start off with a kind of random one here. What lies below? We've been able to do this one for a while. It's just a terrible quest, so I put it off for a while. But with that quest completion, we are now up to 200 quest points. That's super nice. We get another block slot for that. Okay, we're getting lit up here before we go do Hand in the Sand. There we go, another easy quest done with for another quest point and access to the Wizards Guild, perhaps? Another quick one done, Tribal Totem. That's the only thing that thing offers. Okay, so we're actually going to buy another item here because there's one thing I've been meaning to unlock for a long time, and that's the dwarf multi-cannon. It's still locked behind one chunk, but I just kind of want the cannon just for like Slayer training and a few other things as well. So we'll just finally go ahead and unlock it during this quest spree. So to finish dwarf cannon, we do need the fishing guild chunk, and unfortunately it has to be unlocked. But hey, we got the fishing guild now, which offers something, I'm sure, right? There we go, dwarf cannon done with, which of course unlocks the dwarf cannon. Shocker, but also another quest point. That's kind of cool, is we get to rock full sunfire here if we wanted. Well, not the helm, obviously, but Slayer is something we are going to get around to training. There's a new Slayer boss coming out soon. No, I'm not going to have 92 Slayer by then, but for all the Slayer bosses, this would be nice to have. It's a good way to make money and train a skill. And maybe if Araxor is still really good money in like a month, we might get 92 Slayer by then. Okay, so we're going to actually block fire giants. They're not the worst task ever, but they're really common and pretty slow at this point, so I think we'll block them. Yeah, of course. Funny quest, that one. Tale of Two Cats is done with. 2 quest points for that one, and a mysterious present. Ooh. Hey, we'll take some Slayer experience. Woohoo. Okay, carrying on with Mountain Daughter. Another 2 quest points for that. And now we have 2 animal-related hats. I don't even know which one looks dumber. Oh my god, why does this quest give so much experience? 60k woodcutting, 25k agility and thieving, 15k herblore. That's like well over 100k experience for like a super easy quest. Grim Tales, actually totally worth doing just for the experience. Okay, so there's actually one location that's gating me out of finishing a good number of quests, and that is the Fremennik chunk that unlocks Keldagrim. Keldagrim is the linchpin for Another Slice of Ham, The Forgotten Tale of a Drunken Dwarf, The Giant Dwarf, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, Land of the Goblins, plus some others I can't even remember. There's so many that are actually locked behind this. So we're gonna go ahead and buy ourselves a new item here. We're gonna get the Anku legs, which are super fashionable. You can see my legs. And with that, we're gonna unlock Keldagrim. So this is actually a pretty massive chunk unlock, honestly. It unlocks Keldagrim, and that's a pretty big city with a whole host of content in it. A few really notable things are Blast Furnace. Having access to Blast Furnace is really nice. Our skills are actually pretty low level, so when we need to level them up for quests or achievement diners, etc., this will just be a really good training method to have access to. There's a couple really interesting moneymakers in here as well. For example, the Stone Mason's shop, which allows you to buy really high value construction supplies, which you can resell on the Grand Exchange. There's brewing, who can make some mature beer and sell that for money, but most importantly are the numerous quest locations that involve Keldagrim and the Red Axe storyline. So with that final quest, that is going to bring our questing spree to an end. We got a huge chunk of quests done over the last week, plus we finished up pretty much every single quest that we had access to with our current chunk unlocks. So going forward, any new location we can weigh what quest locations are there, how important it will be on finishing our ultimate goal of a quest gate, because we're now 218 quest points out of 313, and we've completed 108 of the 165 quests, so we're about 2/3 done. But I'm telling you guys, I'm scared of the final third, but it's exciting to see how far we've come. So I have died a lot in the Coliseum, and so many of those deaths are frustrating. They feel kind of like bullshit, but I'm the first to admit this one, we're taking one back. I have no clue how we survived this. It looks like I actually run through the laser vertically. I have no clue where the hitbox is for the laser, but I go to pray flick melee and the laser goes right through me. I don't know, we're not complaining. We almost died of volatility still as well. Oh man, what's that? Okay, we've actually done 10 quivers successfully now. Took a while, but we are finally on a roll. We are still dying, but 10 completions feels pretty good. So I died 116 times getting my very first quiver and Sol completion, but now we're up to 10 quivers done, and I died about 40 more times. So it's not like I'm not dying. I just checked. So we only have about a 25% completion rate right now, which is not great. We're dying during the wave still, we're dying at Sol sometimes. But as our gear gets better, as we get more skilled at it, we're gonna get that down, I swear. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.